we really feel it in our being, in our energy, in our body, in our soul, in our spirit. There's so many layers to a big change like this. If you're going through a big change, whether it's moving house or whether it's something else, do really just give yourself that time and that space where you can to pause and allow yourself to feel it. Welcome to the High Sensory Mothers podcast, a space for intuitive mothers who experience the world deeply. You might know this as high sensitivity, being an HSP, or my preferred term, high sensory intelligence. I'm your host, Karen Hunt. Let's dive into today's episode. Hi, and welcome to the High Sensory Mothers podcast. I'm your host, Karen Hunt. And today's episode is a little different from previous ones because I'm going to reflect a little bit about where I am at the moment with a significant life transition. And it's something that obviously we all go through at some point or another. And so I thought I would just, reflect on that a little bit with you. So the transition that I'm going through at the moment is I'm going to be moving house soon. And we all know that moving house can be stressful, but for me, it feels like an even bigger move than just moving house because I'm actually moving to a completely different area as well. And I'm moving from where I've been living, in the area that I've been living for about 12 years down in Devon. And I'm moving back to the area where I was born and where I grew up and where my family are now as well. So although I'm not moving back to exactly the same area, it's somewhere slightly new, but it's not that far away. I'm going to be living near my family and near my children. And so it's a very big move for me. And I love where I am now, the place, but it doesn't have my family nearby. And that feels really important to me now. So that's why I'm making this move. And it's been challenging to get here to this place. There's a lot of moving parts around this move, and it's taking a lot of navigating. And it means that I have to take a lot of time to pause and to rest and to make a lot of different decisions. And there's a lot of acceptance and trust that needs to happen. Acceptance in that there are definitely pros and cons. It doesn't feel like an easy decision or a straightforward decision to make. And trusting that this is a good move for me. And just having that sort of grace and compassion for myself and for everybody involved. It's not easy and it does feel a little unstable. It feels like the ground is not solid, and I'm in a fortunate position in that I can choose to make this move. It's not been forced upon me. It is an active choice, but it doesn't make it easy making this choice. And so I'm learning to really respect this process and to take time and to stop I wouldn't say stop. I'm having to learn how to take a step back from the reactive mode. I feel like when things are running quite smoothly and predictably, I'm quite good at not being reactive. But when there's a lot of new things happening and a lot of decisions that have to be made, I find myself getting overwhelmed quite quickly and easily because of the amount of decisions that has to be made. And that's been quite challenging. And I've had to take a lot more time off to rest and to recuperate and to really work on managing my energy and my nervous system. I'm doing so many things to help support myself. So that's a very positive thing. It's a huge contrast to just how I was when I originally moved down to Devon 12 years ago. There is a massive difference in how I take care of myself. I really wasn't taking good care of myself before. And since living down here, I have learned to. There's so many amazing healers and therapists, and there's so much support for people to really take good care of themselves here. So I have learned to do that over the years since living in Devon. And so that's one of my concerns, really, where I'll be moving to. There's nowhere like here. It's a very special place, and it's a concern that, all my go-to people that I see and the shops that are very supportive of healthy living, there's not going to be as much of that where I moved to. So it does feel quite challenging for me because I'm really changing things up. I'd set myself up in an environment that's very supportive for healing. And now I'm moving back to a place where I don't have the experience of that, but doesn't mean to say that it's not there. Obviously, I've changed, and therefore, because I've changed, I'll be looking at it in a different way. And I will certainly be finding the people that I resonate with, the places that I need to go to continue focusing on looking after myself. So obviously, as an HSP, a highly sensitive person or someone with high sensory intelligence, we really can feel these types of transitions very deeply, and we feel it not just on a physical level, which is a real concern. Moving house is a very physical thing to do. But emotionally, I've been going through a grieving process about moving. And there is a level of excitement and happiness for moving too. There are things that I'm looking forward to. For example, I'm going to be close to an airport, which means I'll get to travel more. That's my plan. And I'm close to my family. I can see them every week as opposed to it could be months and months before I see them. So there's these, I guess, competing benefits of being here and of being there. And so that's quite a lot to hold emotionally. So I'm definitely feeling that, and I'm allowing those feelings of grief and loss to move through me while I'm in this in-between stage. So, I can feel it in my body. I've had to really focus more and more on my nervous system. And I don't know if it's coincidental or not, but my nervous system has been needing so much downtime. And it could be other things, but I think the genuine stress of making this move, this big life change, has been having an effect upon me. So when we make these kinds of changes, we really have to be kind and gentle to ourselves, because it's not just about, have I booked the removal company? Have I told the post office that we're changing address and to redirect our mail, and told the electricity company and all these things, the bank and everything. There's a lot logistically that has to happen when you move. So that's, one important element. But for us, it's more than that. It's more than just the physical. We really feel it in our being, in our energy, in our body, in our soul, in our spirit. There's so many layers to a big change like this. So if you're going through a big change, whether it's moving house or whether it's something else, do really just give yourself that time and that space where you can to pause and allow yourself to feel it. Because I think what can happen is that we get so focused on the doing that has to happen for this change that we don't allow the feeling. And if we don't allow the feeling now and work through ourselves at the moment, then we will have to deal with that later in different ways, and generally not good ways. So it is really important to take that time for yourself. So I hope that seeing it in a kinder way, seeing it in a way where you can move more smoothly and more gently through this time of transition and change, helps you feel more in tune with yourself and understand this rhythm that you're going through. This is a different time, a different season for you when you're going through something like a big move or a big change in your life. So, allow yourself to soften into it and just feel it where you can. And I know that's not always easy, or sometimes it's really not possible, but there must be times that you can give yourself that opportunity where you can be with it. And even if that means locking yourself in the bathroom and just having a shower and crying, just to release some of that feeling, if you can't do it, throughout your day, if you've got children around or if you're at work, you sometimes have to hold on until there's a time when you can release it. But I think the more you can release the feelings and allow them to move through you, the less likely you're going to create blockages in yourself, and the better physically your health will be, and emotionally as well. So remember, this is a great opportunity to really take good care of yourself, to nurture your nervous system, and to be in charge of yourself, to take ownership of yourself, to feel that sovereignty that is your birthright. So I'm just going to leave you with the thought that if you're navigating any sorts of change like this, know that you're definitely not alone. You certainly don't have to have it all figured out. I certainly don't have it all figured out, that's for sure. But you do need to give yourself time to rest, to breathe, and just to be with it. And, when you're ready, you can get back to the things that you need to do. But when you're allowing yourself that time to pause, you are stepping forward into the new journey of your future. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now. Thanks for being here with me today. If something in this episode resonated, trust it. This podcast is part of the High Sensory Mothers body of work for sensitive women who've carried too much and are ready to come home to themselves and what truly matters. You can find out more at highsensorymothers.com. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.